speaking of having guests on, I do have Mr. Tyvon Price. He is the author of Adopted by the Streets. And welcome on, Mr. Price. How you doing?
What's up, man? Thanks for inviting me here, man.
Absolutely. I just want to say thank you for coming, because I know that you experienced a tragedy. Rest in peace to your father.
Right
I send
on.
my condolences to you.
Right on, bro.
So thank you so much for just having enough energy just to come up here, because I know that's hard.
Yeah.
So Adopted by the Streets, how did the creative process come about that?
It basically came off of, being raised in Richmond. You come from a hard life, whether you're black, white, Mexican, Chinese, any culture, basically.
Right.
And you come up in that struggle. And that's in not even just Richmond. You got Oakland, Sacramento. You got all these hoods that's you born in, and you born with the struggle over your life. And it's hard to even grasp life without that struggle. And just being born in it is kind of hard, bro. So what made me just write the book is my son, basically when he was born, I don't want him nowhere near that struggle I went through, that life, that street talking or nothing. So that's what made me really wrote the book, man.
Absolutely. What was the most challenging part of creating this book?
I'm gonna have to keep it 100. Writing. I don't know if you remember, I was never a school person, I was always in trouble, man. But exactly. So
Right, elementary days.
exactly. So that writing process, I couldn't do it. So I took it the easy way, just doing it on my phone, typing it.
That's the whole process.
Exactly. So I first just started just doing little paragraphs, and when it came to big paragraphs, it's like, oh snap, I gotta do another sheet. Okay. So it just kept on going on, and that's what made it into a book, man.
So my question within that is like, why'd you do a book? Why'd you choose that medium? Why wasn't it an album, or why wasn't it a TV show? Or why was it a book?
A book, basically, because our culture, we forgot about books. We don't
Come on now, say that one more time.
Our culture forgot about books, man. We left books at school, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And so we just look at this music and other stuff to try to motivate us to be bigger things, but the books is where it can fix our brains. It can help
heal.
us. Exactly. It can help us, man. And I just thought I would be different and writing me a book and trying to get to a culture that has been lacking in so much things, and we missing out on a lot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And like when I first found out you was writing a book, I was like, wait a minute, this ain't the same Tyvon that I went to school with. But I'm so proud that you decided to write a book.
Yeah.
And you are right, because I feel like in the 90s, when it came to book clubs and authors, it was popping. It was lit up in the 90s.
Yep.
And then you get to the 2000s, early 2000s, it's there, but it's starting to fade away. And then you get to the 2010s. I can't name not any young black or Latino author. Not saying that they're not out there, but I can't recall. So the fact that you're doing something completely different, and going back to the whole music thing, not to be shady or nothing, but it's getting kind of played out with the music and stuff. That's due a poetry. That's due music. I mean, not music, books. That's due screenplays. That's due all these different things. So it's good to see that you took a different avenue to share your story.
Right on.
Now, you've been selling a lot of books.
Oh, man. It's a blessing right now to even see that people like it. That just...
Any haters?
I ain't had no haters. That's the biggest joy in my heart, that every person that read my book has said, man, how did you come up with that?
Right.
It's crazy how I got a lot of fans, but at the same time, you'll see the haters sometimes, but you can't even trip off that.
Absolutely.
Because you're trying to bring knowledge to your people. And
they hate from the sidelines.
Exactly. So,
I mean,
well, we gonna go into a quick music break, and I want the haters to actually call so they can win some of these lashes or something. You feel me? Call. But we're gonna get into a quick music break, and then we got more with Mr. Tyvon Price, and he's gonna actually talk more about his book, Adopted by the Streets.
That boy, an author.
What's the best part of being an author?
The best part about being an author is just sharing a story that people can connect to, people can relate to, basically. Like, see they lives in that book.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason why I wrote it, so it can touch generations to come, man. Generations that's locked up right now, that's dead in jail. They failed. But at the same time, they also taught us a lesson on what not to do and what not to be like. So when writing a book, it just made me feel free on how to express my feelings on the hood that I grew up in, the streets that just raised a lot of us out here. And I don't know, it just felt good writing it, man.
I love that, but I guess for me it's always about the process, because it's like you were talking about, like you had a mission that was like, yo, you just wanted to like really show this message. So was you working during the whole time? Was it like you just stopped? You say, I'm just gonna stay in the crib and write this? Like how was that path? Because like you out there with your family's here, like you know what I'm saying, which is dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to the family.
I think it's dope that you can look at your kids and be like, yo, dad got a book.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a different level, right? So like, how did you manage being a father, a husband? You know what I mean? Or like that whole situation?
Basically, when I'm at work, I got that break. If I get that inspiration of writing, if I get, that was a good little scene, let me put that in that book right quick. Let me write that down. On the way home, I'll be on BART, get a little inspiration off that, seeing little homies on the BART dancing and all that. So I would get just inspiration just by looking at where I'm from, where I came from. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. It's just the streets just really can talk to you if you look at it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't know. It's kind of hard, bro. It's like,
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, no, it's cool. It's cool. The second piece that I want to check into that is, so you did the process, the creative process. You went through the whole thing, right? How you get a book published? I don't like, right? I don't even know how that works.
See, that's the thing.
Yeah, what's the steps?
I thought I was gonna have to self-publish my stuff and cash out money. I actually took it upon myself to send it to like 10 publishers, New York, Texas, Louisiana, and all of them accepted it. All of them wanted to publish my book until I finally just chose one out of New York. And they went out with me with Page Publishing. Shout out to them for making my dream come true, man.
For sure.
Yeah. Absolutely. One more last question before we have to wrap this interview up. What would you tell that little black or brown boy that grew up in Richmond? What are the possibilities of coming out of Richmond?
Man,
and doing something great.
Follow your dreams. It's basically, you got to keep your head straight on a swivel, man. It's like, never give up, man. You know me, I was a baseball person. I love baseball, and I had an injury, so that's what took me off of baseball. So I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. But once my son came, that changed. Well, my daughter first came. Sorry. My daughter came. She made me man up, like make me into the man I am today. But when my son came, that was just like a whole different perspective, because
that's you all over again.
Exactly. You feel me? That's my heartbeat, and that's me right there. So, and what I went through, he's not gonna touch nowhere near that. So what I'll say to a younger me, what I tell him, follow your dreams. He don't watch cartoons. He watch sports. That's me. That's all me. So you feel me? Like he got an arm, and he's just coming up into my image that I would like him to be, instead of the streets raising him. You feel me? So
absolutely. And so Adopted by the Streets is out now. It's on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. It's everywhere. I've been seeing a promotion for it. It's crazy. It's everywhere. So shout out that Instagram or that social media so people can get in contact with you and
for sure
buy that book.
For sure. My Instagram is Meet the Prices, and you can find me on Facebook as Mr. Tyvon Price.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Price.
Right on,
I am so honored for you to be on my show, and you know we grew up together in elementary, so to see that you're doing big things, you're a father, you're a husband, and now an established author.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Yep.
So
can I say one more thing?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And be on the lookout for Doctor of the Streets by number 2 coming soon.
Oh, a part 2?
Yes,
okay.
Sir. Yes, sir.
World premiere.
And you know what show to come on.
You already know.
Wow, I've been catfished, bro. What the fuck? This dude looks a mess, and he's dressed like it's 05.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm okay.
Are you not ready to go?
No, I'm ready to go.
Oh, okay, cool.
What are you doing?
Ain't you driving us to the concert?
Oh, hell no. And what does that smell? Gross. I'm driving. That's not what we discussed.
That's why I mentioned either we can take BART or we can drive. But parking would be more expensive if we drove.
So that's why you mentioned these 2 options. This bastard. You mentioning that is not asking if I could drive.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I mean, it's no problem. I can get us an Uber. It's just that my car in the shop.
Of course it is. No, it's okay. I'll just drive. But where are we headed? It's already 6:20. We don't have time to go downtown.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Maybe we can go to the liquor store and get a bottle right quick.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, how am I gonna escape?
I think I'm done being nice. Fool me once, never twice. I've been the one all my life.